is going on, everybody? My name is Ethan. Welcome back to the channel, where today we are featuring some battles from my good friend Kyle. He submitted us some very interesting battles because he has Shadow Latios. Latios is very new. It just got released into the world, the Shadow version of Pokemon Go. Just this last event here in the, I think it was the 9th and the 10th of July that it released. We're running it in the Great League. Maybe not the best option in the Great League, but in this video, he has some crazy Luster Purge. That is going to be the exclusive move. Ended up using a TM for it, and he sent in some battles for me. So we're reviewing it today. Now he does have two different teams that he has featured through the video today. And the first one is they only change one Pokemon. The Pokemon change is the Pelipper, so halfway through the video, it'll end up changing into a Talonflame. But anyways, this thing has a ton of weaknesses and is also super squishy. It's extremely not tanky. And so you want to pair it with stuff that is tanky. So for example, Bastion's a pretty good pairing. Obviously it's going to cover the weaknesses that it does have to ice. It also has a good matchup against fairy types. So that is one of the things that's pretty good about Bastion. It's pretty tanky and it helps support it. Bastion does not have the best matchup here into Poliwrath. Poliwrath is really a core breaker for this team because it does pretty dang well against Bastion, and it also does very well against the other Shadow Latios because it also may have access to Ice Punch, which of course would be doing super effective damage. We're going to see if this can even tank an Ice Punch here. It uses Scald instead, and actually Latios able to flip that. That all depended there on if it had Ice Punch or not. So that was a very interesting first win there. Hopping in the second match, a positive matchup question mark against Swampert. Obviously it resists Hydro Cannon, but man, this probably would still do a lot of damage. We're going to choose to shield the Hydro Cannon, the resisted Hydro Cannon. Never thinking about that. They were going to swap Drapion, which is a very nice swap for them, but we're going to bring in Pelipper. We hold on to the Luster Purge, so we do end up having a Luster Purge saved in the back. They're going to throw the Crunch here, and we're going to go for the Weather Ball. Pelipper is such a good mon. The only issue that I have with it, using it nowadays, is the fact that Weather Ball just got nerfed and it's just not as good as it used to be. Though it is still a very excellent mon and still does very good in a lot of different teams. So going up against this Drapion, definitely going to be throwing the Crunch here. We're going to decide not to shield it here and possibly look to farm down with one of these two mons. We're going to go into the Bastion because they do have an extra charge move here. This charge move is most likely another Crunch, which would be one-shotting this Latios even if it had 100% health. Alright, the Drapion's going to get to another move here. Just another Crunch here. They're kind of looking for the defense fall. And they do get it, so that's not very awesome. The Swampert swaps back into the Bastion here. We're going to end up using our last and final shield here and then end up looking to farm down. We are going to go for the Luster Purge here. How much damage do you guys think this is going to do if it lands? It lands and does nearly 60% health to this mon, and we get to the back-to-back Luster Purges here. Luster Purge is a very heavy move here. You're only really able, I don't know why they didn't shield that second Luster Purge there. That was definitely the win. I don't even know if the opponent had a win con there because Bastion walls. So I don't think they actually had a win con there. Luster Purge is a move that takes a long time to get up to. It's the same energy as an Outrage, but it does about 30 more damage. So if you think about it that way, that's how I've tended to think about it. We're going to shield the Flame Charge here, and they are going to swap into Empoleon, but we have another Luster Purge here. Let's see if we can land this. They do end up shielding the Luster Purge. We're going to swap in Pelipper here. Pelipper obviously going to be doing resisted damage to this Empoleon, but in return, only Drill Peck will hit for super effective, or not super effective, just neutral damage. The thing about Empoleon in the Great League, it's not the tankiest thing. The reason it's used so much is because of its great typing and great moveset. That Hurricane does nearly 50% to Empoleon, brings it down to the red zone. We're going to end up not shielding and looking to farm down with our Shadow Latios. Latios able to farm down in comes a Drapion, just not necessarily what you'd like to see. We're going to see if we're going to shield this. We are going to end up shielding this Aqua Tail. It's just an Aqua Tail, which is quite unfortunate. We are going to be able to get to the Luster Purge. This is single resisted, since the dark typing double resists, but the poison type is super effective, so it is going to end up just being a single resistance. They are going to end up throwing the Aqua Tail here, and it's all going to come down to if Bastiodon can tank a couple of these Aqua Tails, which it certainly is going to be able to do. These Aqua Tails, even though are super effective, Bastiodon is just such a tank, going to be able to 3-tap this Talonflame here with Smackdown. They're going to have one more Aqua Tail here, but this game is sealed. There's nothing that this Drapion can do to touch this Bastion. Again, a very good pairing for the Shadow Latios is going to be that Bastiodon. Very good pairing there. Now, this is a scary matchup here. Those licks going to do a ton of damage. Now we are back into the Talonflame. So we tried Pelipper for a little bit. Going to end up trying Talonflame for the rest of these matches. We have about 3 more matches for you here now. Usually we do 5, but we're going to do 6 for you guys just to have fun there. And they end up getting to another Body Slam there. Kind of unfortunate. Munchlax throws the Body Slam. We're going to shield it. We are going to go for the Brave Bird. We farmed up to 100 energy. And the Brave Bird goes unshielded. We end up taking out the Pokemon there. We are going to instead just throw the Flame Charge here. Flame Charge is a little less energy, so perhaps we're thinking about making a move there. Maybe Brave Bird would been better, just so you don't get the defense, so you don't give your opponent much more farm since you drop your defense. We are going to end up taking the Mud Bomb, shield that away, and they are most definitely going to be able to get to another Mud Bomb, so we're going to just catch it on the Bastiodon. That's a great move. I feel like another good pairing for this Pokemon would maybe be Blissey or Chansey or something like that. A terrible Mon. You do not want to see this Mon in this setting here. Bastiodon does not like to see Shadow Machamp. We're going to end up throwing the Flamethrower. Shadow Latios, no shields left. If this is the Rock Slide, it's going to be taken out. It is the Rock Slide, and that does take out the Pokemon. That loses us the match there. Next match, though, we are going up against a Talonflame. Talonflame is a pretty decent lead just because we resist those Fire-type Incinerates. And the crazy thing is, look at that Dragon Breath damage. We just chunked 60% of this Talonflame's health with only 3 Incinerates. It's going to be real close, and we get it before they get to the back-to-back Flame Charges there. They're going to swap in a Cresselia. How much do you think a Luster Purge will do to a Cresselia here? It does nearly 40% health to a Cresselia, one of the tankiest mobs. Look at how much damage these Dragon Breaths are doing. This Latios put in some absolute work against this Cresselia here. That is absolutely crazy to me. This Latios is insane in the Great League. Oh my god. And imagine if he had access to Dragon Claw here, going to be able to go for some easier baits, not always have to farm up to the Luster Purge every time. This is a very positive matchup here. Obviously, you have to watch out for the Zap Cannon coming in from Registeel, but we have back-to-back Flame Charges here that are going to be doing super effective damage. They end up shielding the first one. They are going to shield the second one. It's going to be 3 Incinerates to the next Flame Charge, and all this Registeel can do is hope and pray that it can make it to the next Zap Cannon. We make it to the Flame Charge first, though. That's 100% going to be taking out the Registeel here. And back coming in is Cresselia. It's not going to be able to throw anything against the Bastion, and we win that match. Very nice match there. Next, coming in to this, I believe this might be the second to last or the last match. We got a Sableye here, a very scary lead. Look at how much those Shadow Claws are chunking. We end up trying to catch a foul play here. They swap in a Azumarill. Bastiodon doesn't have the most terrible matchup against Azumarill. It does have a very significant energy advantage here. Stone Edge is going to do a very decent chunk to Azumarill, but obviously if Azumarill has access to Hydro Pump, this is going to be one-shotting most likely, or not one-shotting, but doing a ton of damage to Bastiodon. They end up going for the Play Rough, which definitely tells me they do not have the Hydro Cannon, meaning none of their charge moves are going to be doing super effective damage or just neutral damage to this Bastiodon. We're thinking about if we want to shield or not. We're going to decide not to shield and hopefully be able to make it to the Stone Edge. But in fact, the Sableye swaps in. We are going to spend a shield here. Try and swap out. Does not allow us to. Battery's getting a little low. We're going to let the foul play take us out. We can't go down 2 shields to 1 here. We're going to instead just farm down with the Brave Bird here, Talonflame. We're waiting. What's going to come in? A Nidoqueen's going to come in, and they are going to be able to get to the Poison Fang here. Is it worth it to shield? We are going to end up shielding, and we are going to throw the Luster Purge. We're crossing our fingers here that this move will let... No, it's not going to let him. So it's not going to take it out, and we're going to try and farm down here. They are definitely going to be throwing the Ice Beam here. Just because, oh, they have the Hydro Pump. Why didn't they throw the Hydro Pump against the Bastiodon? Well, in any case, those were some awesome battles. Thank you so much for Kyle for sending out that awesome video for us today, guys. That is such a cool mod, and hopefully we get some more of it in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.